That's weird. That's fucking weird, I'm gonna lie. Where is this fucking chat, man? Here. What is up, mesdames et messieurs? What is poppin'? What's going on here, man? Oh, what is going on here? Man, this Twitch chat, man, it's... How do I get this fucking window open? With this YouTube thing also, it's YouTube is much easier. Maybe I'm just completely trash, that's also a possibility. Where is this chat, man? Let me quickly check. How do we do this? That's not what I want. It's annoying. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so what's on the menu today? Good morning, Eddie. What up, Samba? Bro, what's your motivation behind posting such great content on YouTube? That's a good question. It's an accident and I'm stuck with it. But you are the reason that I'm doing this, because otherwise I won't. That's the thing. This music is good, but I'm gonna start from the beginning. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, the motivation, it's sometimes it's, I don't know, man, it's like the man's got to do what a man's got to do. That's the problem. It's Sunday, which doesn't actually matter, right? So what we're gonna do, basically, we have these blueprints here, right? This window, where you cannot see that. This window here, right? We can remove them from the chart, but there is no way to actually stop the service on the server side. It's actor distributed systems. So we need to find a way to basically, when somebody clicks remove, it's going to remove that blueprint. It's going to remove that instance of that blueprint on the server. That's the thing. Yes. So, how is it gonna work? How are we gonna call this blueprint manager? Let me see. Is that a good? That's fine. Package. The blueprint manager, that's fine. Actually, to be honest, why is it? Hey. BP manager, just like that. And now we need to change this little baby here. BP manager, just like that. Func. No, not true. Type. BP manager. Just like this. Func. Actually, new. Actor, producer. So the main idea is to basically have some kind of a manager. I don't like the word manager, but hey. Sometimes you need to give the child a name. And then he's gonna receive messages and he's responsible for booting all this bullshit up. That's what he's gonna do. It's gonna be an actor, actually, to be honest. Actor. Return. this BP manager just like that. For now, it's fine. Of course, not gonna work because we need to have. I'm gonna call this M from BP manager receive C actor context nothing switch C message type case. Case actor starter is this one. We also need some other messages, but this is gonna be the first one. That's fine. Let me see what I do. Let me open up trade thingy here. The trades. I just wanna yoink this logging here, just like that. Maybe this context actually inside of that. That would be amazing. Paste that in. Okay, do we need a pair? Of course we don't. Actually we do, because they're gonna manage for a specific pair. So I wanna have this pair inside of this thing, right? So the pair is gonna be a pointer to an event pair. Event pair, the pair. Easy. Straightforward. No big of a deal. At all. What up, Shaggy? Bangai? T pair. Actually, that's not true. It's gonna be M. M. Actually, to be honest, is it for a specific symbol? Yes, it is for a specific symbol, so we are good. Yeah, so the main idea here is basically to have one blueprint instance manager for each exchange, for each sticker. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that what we want? Probably it is. So once we have this, we're gonna say M start with the C in here. Perfectly fine. This is all good. Do we need something else? Probably not. We need a list of bits here, which is gonna be the instances, which is going to be an actor.bit set pointer to a bit set. Instances new actor.new bit set, just like that. So we're gonna have a set of bits we manage, right? Okay, how are we gonna boot that up? Probably in the symbole, here. Symbol boots. I'm gonna do this like that. BP manager bit, same thing. Actor bit, just like that. Just paste it in. BP manager bit, utils, pound child, ACTX, order book new. No! BP manager new. With the pair. Look at that. I'm gonna give this child a name. Let's kill these windows real quick here. This is gonna be BP manager. Boom, that's what it is. It's gonna boot that up. Load and start all instances. That should be removed here, right? But what is this? Let me see. Where am I printing this actually? God damn it. Who's printing this bullshit, man? Probably this runtime thingy. Blueprint actually. FMT. Search for FMT here. Hey, this one, last Unix, get the fuck out of here. Make consumer. Alright, that's fine. So let me see. Do we boot this thing up? Start at BP, exact time. That's fine. BP manager. Here, this is the boy we need, right? This little pendejo. That's the one we need. So he's booted up. So what's gonna happen is each time. We're gonna move some logic out of this. We also have an alert manager. That's actually fucking crazy. Fuck me, man. We also need an alert manager. Do we? It's fine. Let's move this to BP manager, this thing. Because if we don't have a manager, we need to send all these messages to the fucking symbol. But the symbol is not responsible for these things, so we're gonna remove the responsibility to somewhere else. Start all blueprint instances. Look at that. Yoink. Paste. Paste. Save. Save. Make this M. Symbol manager. No. Manager. No. BP manager. Yes. Boom. Spawn child. CTX. We don't have that. That's bad. CTX. Actor. Context. Yada. CTX. CTX. Easy. Classic. According to books. M. Blueprint. New. Perfectly fine. Ampere. You see. Instance data. Time frame. Root key. Blueprint. Instance. Okay. What's going on here? Start blueprint instance as 1. More to yoink here. Paste. M. BP manager. Start's gonna be the M. Did I make a mistake here? BP, it's like this. BP. M. Alright, so the same thing here again. Perfectly fine. Save. This is for later on. So we're gonna delete this thingy. These alerts need to get the fuck out of here very soon. This ticket, I don't like this, but it is what it is. We need to remove that later on also. Let's delete some spaces here. Blueprint start. Delete this thing. Paste it in here. Save this one. M. MSG. Look at that. It's easy. Program is so easy, guys. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you guys doing? What are you fucking guys doing, man? Why are you making these to-do lists? Stop doing that. Stop doing that, guys. Be a real programmer. Be a chat. Stop watching these fucking soy devs on YouTube, man. Don't do it. Stay with me in the community of the high-value engineers, where we not only can code like a fucking maniac, but we're also... Fuck me. I completely missed. But we're also fucking jacked. Look at this. Ah! That's what it needs to be. Look at that. Alright. Keep it up, AGG. Thank you very much, Razal, man. Thank you very much. BP manager, yada yada, that's fine. Everything works perfectly fine, man. I'm gonna reset this real quick here. So we need to wait until the 1 minute passes because I'm in a minute span right now. In a minute span. So normally everything is fine. I removed the complete logic, so it's gonna boot up these blueprints here, candle close and the trade counter with the blueprint manager. That's what's gonna happen. You see, boom, look at that. It's trade counter. Where do you have that? Nowhere. Exactly. It's fine. So it's working. Muy bien. So far, so fucking good, eh? Yeah. So then we have something in the server. Let me kill actually all screens here because server. Blueprints. Handle start blueprint. This thing. You see what happens here? Handle start blueprint. We're gonna create a new instance basically. And then we do this. The symbol pit is util get symbol. Damn, we need actually a fucking... But this is not true anymore. This is the symbol, right? We need the symbol slash BP manager. You know what I mean? Enable to start this beautiful baby. Any tips for beginners? Just do stuff, man. Just code. Don't be too worried about what people are saying and best practices and all that. It's all bullshit. It's all a fugazi, right? Because most of the people, they don't have interesting lives. So the only thing they want to do is be interesting to you because they know you're not as good or you're still a beginner. So they're gonna overload you with all these idioms and information so they can feel good about themselves. But by the end of the day, there is no such good or no such bad, right? You will figure it out yourself. If you're doing stuff, you're gonna see, oh damn, it's actually bad because now I'm programming this for 2 hours, but now I need to do this, but I need to refactor all my other code because it's not compatible. You're gonna learn that. You're gonna say, oh, next time, you're gonna make it more generic. And it's all organic. You're gonna all organically learn that by making these mistakes, right? Because how can you learn something if you don't have any context, right? If people say you need to do clean architecture, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to use, don't repeat yourself. How can you actually learn that if you don't have context? Don't repeat myself, huh? What does he mean? Exactly, because you don't have context. So just program, do it your way, and learn by suffering and by making mistakes. Sometimes you're gonna spend 1 week fixing some stupid problem. It's gonna be the last time you're gonna spend 1 week, right? Next time, it's gonna be 1 second because you're never gonna forget what you did, right? So that's what you need to do. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Listen to you. You're the boss. You're in charge. You're the captain. And nobody else. Everybody needs to shut his fucking mouth, right? Utilities. Heck for now. Woohoo, that's yada yada. We need to have a cluster implementation because this is gonna put a symbol string, right? This is actually bad code and I know it. And if you know it, then it's fine. If you know you're writing bad code, then it's all perfectly fine. That's fine. So symbol, we need to. There is a cluster. We can do a cluster self-managed cluster implementation here, so we don't need to hassle with this hard-coded stuff. But hey, like I said, first make it work, then you make it better, and then you make it faster. Right? Is the music down? No, it's not. It's just a boring song. Exchange publish, that's what we want. We want to have the exchange, we want to have the symbol, we want to have the... How did we call that? BP manager. How did we boot this up? It's in symbol actually, to be honest. BP manager here. We're going to spawn a child and it's going to be the BP manager. So it's going to be symbol / BP manager. Yeah, it's BP manager here. BP manager. Return actor new bit. You see, this is so bad, but it is what it is. Get socket other. This is for basically deployment here. Get socket other name. Alright, that's fine. Okay, where's my server? Blueprint acting. Let's kill these screens. Okay, start. That's the thing what we want, right? Starting this thing. Here. So now we don't need a symbol pit. It's going to be the BP manager pit. Do I have a caps lock on? What's going on here? BP manager pit util get symbol get BP manager. The same thing here, which is going to be the BP manager pit, just like that. We're going to start this event blueprint instance with an instance ID and return JSON. Muy bien. That's what we do. Status muy bien. Alright. Problem is that this blueprint manager doesn't have this message. It does. We have that in an event.proto. That's good. Alright, so how is it gonna work? Well, we're gonna reset our database. These instances here, I'm gonna delete these. Boom, they're gone. So which basically means that each time we're gonna refresh our chart here, we're gonna refresh. So you can see nothing spawns here, right? And we don't have any, you see this? We don't have any blueprints here. No blueprints running. Open the blueprints panel to start creating your first blueprint, right? So we have these blueprints here, you see. Candle close +2, very simple. We also have a trade counter here, also very simple. But now we need to start them, right? Because we run these strategies, blueprints, whatever you want to call this thing, we still need to find a good name for it so everybody can understand that. So James at the water cooler can understand exactly what we're doing here. It's gonna start this on the server. So all your indicator strategies, blueprints are running on the server with audiobook information, which basically is unique because nobody has that, right? Most of them are client-side rendered. TradingView has them server-side rendered, but TradingView doesn't have audiobook information or liquidity access. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Trade with price? You're gonna get wrecked very soon, my friend. Wrecked very soon. So we're gonna start this. If we click this, it's gonna hit this API. It's gonna hit this API here. It's going to get the blueprint manager, which is tied to a symbol. In this case, it's gonna be the BTC USDT from the exchange Binance Futures. It's gonna start that thing up. It's also gonna give it a time frame, which is going to be 60, which is the 1 minute. But you can also do it in real time, which is gonna be the 0 span. But for now, this is fine. So we're gonna delete this. Why are we sending plots? Oh yeah, wait. This is fine. Let's reset the server because we did some changes, right? Make server here, boom, that's fine. Of course we see, cannot connect with the server. That's no problem, I'm gonna refresh here. Are we gonna do the leap? So now it's running. Trade counter, you see? Let me see what we had here. Yeah, you see here, actor started Binance, the blueprint with the route key, which is a special routing technique I'm using, nobody knows about. So this means that if we click this icon here, boom. And we're gonna wait. Of course, I would have it real time, maybe we're gonna do it. I did it yesterday on a video on YouTube, but I needed to change some stuff up, so we're gonna... So now we need to wait 1 minute. How old are you? 36. I'm 36, man, but I look like I'm 16 years old, man. Did you ever see me? Did you see pictures of me, man? I look like fucking Hercules. Like I said, I could be directly from the time of Michelangelo. Just my balls are a little bit tiny. That's the only difference. I really hope this trade is gonna boot up, man. I really hope. No, it's not. We are fucked. Joel Santos, same as me. Yeah, I'm from 86, man. Hey, buddy, 86. Yes, yes. What visual thing are you using? I can't find anymore. Reti.js. Reti.js. This one. Reti.js. Reet.js. Reet. Wrapping errors before returning would help you. Yeah. I don't wrap errors. I don't know what you mean by wrapping errors. Oh, you mean, yeah, I see what you mean. You mean wrap this one with your, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, like errors wrap, add, and then some custom text here, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is the problem. This time frame 1 here. Plotline indicator. Man, I need to shave and everything. Wait, it's not here. That's getting called in. Where is it getting called? Start blueprint param testing. Where? Editor menu. Here, time frame. Hardcode. One thing we're gonna do, guys, is if we start this thing here, we're gonna directly add it to the fucking chart, right? Because we don't need to... How are we gonna do this? Toggle editor. Start blueprints instance, catch R, editor error, response data MSG, response toggle editor, add blueprint to chart. Chart store. This one. Type string route key name overlay. Am I returning this instance? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we do. So that's good news. So this is gonna be Blueprint plot line. Route key. Instance route. Instance off. Instance, please VS Code. Response. Overlay can be false. Right. Let's refresh. Right, so no blueprints at all. You see, we have no blueprints here. Nothing is happening, but that's no problem because we are going to open up our blueprint editor here, open up the trade counter, press start. You see, and now it's added directly to the chart. It's amazing. But now it actually needs to work. Let me see. 60, perfectly fine, right? So now it should print out trades, the counter of the trades. Yes, boom, look at that, beautiful, look at this. We coding, boys, we gaming. Look at this, trade counter, here. Beautiful, 213 trades in this 1 minute candle. But we're gonna have this real time very soon. Which basically means you're gonna see, the main goal is that everything what happens here is going to be real-time data, right? So every strategy you make is going to be real time. It's very important, right? Like I said, we're going to turn James at the water cooler into a Jane Street trader, right? Giving you the infrastructure to do so, right? That's what we're gonna do. I'm wondering for the people watching on Twitch if I lag, if the voice that's coming out of my beautiful mouth is directly correlated with the image you see, the video you see. Because on all my fucking history videos, it's out of sync for somewhere. For some. Yeah, you see, beautiful. And now we have 213, 221 trades in here. It's important because, like I said before, if you're trading, and we can actually make it better because I split this up into buy-side trades and sell trades, right? So buys and sells. This is the sum of the buys and sells, but you can see in a specific candle how many people bought and how many people sold for a specific candle. It's very important because if you combine this with volume here, with volume, boom, right? If you combine this with volume, you can see, you can compare, right? You could see, for example, these trades are basically equal. Right, but this volume is much more, right? So now you can see if there are a lot of trades with the same volume as the previous one, for example, but with less trades, you know that the sizes coming into the market are for a much higher magnitude, right? Important metrics. It's standard in Go. Listen, you don't need to tell me what standard in Go. I've been writing Go. Basically, I'm the first one in the whole world writing Go. I write this language for a fucking very long time. FMT, error F, JSON, unmarshal. I sometimes do that. It depends when you need to do this, right? Sometimes you don't need to do that. You just return the errors, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't fucking matter, man. Check my channel and learn something. Yes. Okay, so now stop these things, right? Remove is not working. How are we gonna do this? Actually, I don't want to have this in. Echo context. No, I don't use REST APIs, Xavier. This is real-time data, guys. Listen, how many times do I need to say this? How can this be a REST API? This is real-time data. It's all WebSockets, man. It's all WebSockets coming in. It's coming in from Binance Actors, right? It's coming in from consumer here, Binance App, right? It's gonna all be my exchanges are here. So I'm sitting on this WS endpoint. I know this is very confusing because this is what you don't see on YouTube. So we handle all this bullshit. We send that over to another system. It's microservice architecture, right? But with actors, okay? So we send that over. This is basically parsing all that stuff over. We send that over to different actors, right? For example, trade, right? So trades coming in here. What's happening with the trades? Trades has a sampler, right? It's sampling candles. Send that over to all our server-side instances. Then we have trades are also going to get sent to the order book because the order book needs that. And we just spread out all these messages across all different systems, right? So basically like some kind of an event queue, but then with an actor model, actor paradigm. Because otherwise this is basically unmakeable, right? If you don't use something like this, because there is state everywhere and there are ticks and data everywhere and everybody needs to update this state. And if you don't do it like this and you just program it like every other PPK in the world, you're gonna be mutex fucked in your ass. You're gonna have race conditions, you're gonna have delays because mutexes are waiting for each other, handling the lock over to each other. It's gonna be so fucking bad. You're gonna cry and never program again. Then you're gonna go to Rust because, oh, Rust is such a safe language, and then you're gonna be even more depressed because you have no clue what is going on. And then you're going to basically just go back to TypeScript. That's the story of every programmer, right? It's only just a few that actually wait, what the fuck am I doing here? Yeah, here. Handle stop blueprint. I need to check the user also, but hey, it is what it is. Do we need a route key? Wait, something is wrong here. Let me actually return null here, right? Am I basically, please return a pit? Yes. The problem is that this is going to be a fucking problem because each time we add this and we have a pit set here, problem is we are nothing with a pit set, right? You could save the pit. Why not use channels instead of moon? That's exactly what it does, right? Rohan Verma. What is up, man? Long time no see. Indeed. Welcome back. Well, that's basically what an actors in Golang are basically just. It's not channels they use because channels are slow, right? You need to understand that channels in Golang are basically very slow. They are very versatile, but they are slow, right? I replaced channels with LMAX Disruptor in Hollywood, and Protoactor does something similar. They use some kind of a queue, circular buffer to get these messages, right? Because if you use channels, you're gonna, like I said, it's very slow, but very versatile. It has its use case, right? Worker queue. I'm on Twitch and I prefer this to YouTube. Yeah, man. I agree. It's much more reactive on Twitch. Well, the problem is I'm adding these instances by the pits. The thing is, how can I, if I want to stop one, I don't know what that pit is, right? In the front end has no clue what a pit is. The front end has, it doesn't know, right? Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't fucking know. So it's gonna give us an idea, not a pit. And we have this instance, which is an idea, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this up. We're gonna delete this echt instance. It's gonna be a map N64s. Maybe to a pit, right? That could be cool. That could be very cool. Very cool, my friend. Yes. Int64 pointers to actor pit. Just like that. Instances is pit. So the thing is, of course, what if we want to start a couple times the same thing? We should talk about race conditions with a lot of care in the world today. That's true. Use actor model. This is the reason why I really want to use this. Wrap this map. Wrap this map. And I think Golang should come with something like that, because in every single project it's the same thing, and I need to do this all over the time, is to check if something is in a map or something. And now with generics you can create a generic map, whatever you want, so you can attach functions to it like has or add or move or delete or whatever the fuck you want. But now you need to implement that all the fucking time, and it takes time to implement that. And that's annoying. But no, they're gonna add a CLI so you can create projects for the fucking noobs. No. Implement this. They're already doing that in the next one with the slices. Slices clear, slices get by index and all that stuff. Perfect. But for maps, man. Because now I need to do all this stuff here, right? Look at that. Now I need to do M instances if we have it. We're gonna continue, right? But I need to do the same logic in start blueprint instance, right? I need to do the same logic here. Actually, to be honest, So we had this thing. Right, actually, to be honest, it doesn't really matter these errors to me. Don't need this. No error. Actually, to be honest. You need to understand, people say, why don't you do an error? Because this is a complete other thing, right? This is actors, this is different, right? I'm gonna explain it. ID. If okay. Shit, it's gonna be a pit, eh? Do you want to poison future this? Yeah, poison. Poison pit, right? Which platform are you receiving take data from, guys? From the exchange itself. From the exchange itself. You connect to every exchange. You connect to every exchange yourself. You get the trades data. And then you do your stuff. You make candles from that trades data. You build your order books from that data. That's the only thing you need is the trades data. Right? You just get a trade for a specific time. A specific price with a specific size. And you build your whole system with that. Of course, you need some liquidations and all that stuff. But that's another stream. Well, you attach that and you do some stuff with that. Right? With liquidations and funding rates and all that stuff. Right? But the only thing you need to build candles and all other things are trades, right? And you just hook to every single exchange in the fucking world. Coinbase, Bybit, Binance, Binance Futures, Binance Spot, Binance Margin, all that stuff, right? And you do that for every exchange again. That's how you build that. A server. Loop an instance. Well, maybe info or something. Hand stop blueprint. It's gonna be fine, right? ID. Look at that. Beautiful. Guys, I just copied this. Man. Fucking idiots. Yeah. Alright, this is taken. So now we're gonna send that to the manager. BP manager. It's gonna be util get BP manager as fuck me. Fuck. Hi, are you a VS Code user? Yes. I don't think that's a bad move, to be honest. Wait, what's going on here? Work queues are amazing. I know I'm using them, saved my life quite a few times. Is that method under Go routine? Don't forget the logs. I don't need logs. I don't think that's a bad idea to move, to be honest. I think you're forced to have it. So relevant to being memory allocation. We don't need logs here. Right, because we're sending messages with the actor model once again. So we don't need locks in our application. We don't need them. The problem is we need to get the BP manager. The BP manager needs to have the exchange and the symbol. But we cannot stop it by an... We can! Of course we can stop that. What are we doing here? Of course we can. Of course. Of course we can. Of course. We need to just fetch it here, right? BP, instance, R, data, get blueprint instance, util, map, ID, if R is nominal, return the R. Actually, do we want an API error? Return API error. HTTP status not found. Blueprint instance. So now we can say instance.exchange, instance.symbol. Now we can say sctx send me a message to the BP manager. And we're gonna send an event dot blueprint instance stop with the ID of the ID. But this is gonna be, do we have param string? No, it isn't. This is gonna be a string. We need to convert that to an UN. We could actually do a route key, to be honest. A toy. Hey, this. It is a toy. A to I. You could say there is an error. Yeah. I know. But we don't care because... Well, it could be a validation for your ID, actually, to be honest. So if you really want, you could do an error here and then actually copy this thing, paste it in here, return an API error. But you're going to say it's going to be a status bad request. If I can type here, status bad request, actually, guys. And then say that we have a invalid ID format or something, right? I don't know. It's already better than not handling the error. Then we get the instance, then is this ID, which is going to be uint an int 64 here, right? We can't do that because it's an error, Anthony. What are you doing? Did you went to school? int 64 of this ID is going to be fine, right? That's the thing, right? And we don't have an error here. So now we need to go to the server and then our routes here. I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna say a get request, ID, stop, handle, start, stop, blueprint. All right? It's that easy. You know what I mean? It's that easy. All right, now the things are started out, eh? So what we're gonna do is this remove button. If you click that remove button, we're gonna stop the blueprint and remove it from the chart. That's what we're gonna do. Why not Copilot? Copilot is too slow for me, right? Copilot, I don't care. Copilot does not play the game I play, right? That's why Copilot is trained on basically soy devs. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's so bad for you. ChatGPT, I use it all the fucking time. ChatGPT. I use it all the fucking time. Look at this, chat. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. And it's always bad because it's always hallucinating. It cannot answer my questions, right? I'm sorry. I'm using it a lot. I'm using it fucking a lot. It's giving me things that are not exist in the library. It's mixing libraries together. It's bad. Right, it's good. I'm using it all the time for writing emails and all that stuff. It's beautiful for language stuff, but for coding, it's not on point. If you think that it is, then you're complete. Then I have no words for that. But Copilot is the same thing. It's gonna hint you stuff. Most of the time, you're not gonna use it. It's gonna distract you from thinking. It's gonna do bad stuff. And if you think that it's not true, well, then that's your thing, right? I can only show you what I'm building in 3 weeks, both front and backend, without any Copilot stuff, right? And most of the time, other people using Copilot, they cannot even make a simple to-do list in 1 hour. So it is what it is. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but I'm walking the talk, and the talk is here on my YouTube channel, and the businesses I made and sold. So there's no counterplay here for you. Unfortunately. And that's so beautiful, that there is no counterplay. Checkmate! I didn't know you stream. Is this every week? I don't know, man. Sometimes I stream every day. It depends. Wait, so... Frontend, yeah? Frontend, yeah? I'm just joking, guys. Hey, I'm just joking. Like I said, I don't use Copilot because I think it distracts me, and most of the time it's not accurate, right? It's good for these minor things, but man, these minor things, you know them, right? You know them. Just type them out. It doesn't matter, right? Don't fool yourself with Copilot, please. Don't do it. I'm not gonna use it. It's just bad. It's not on my level yet, right? Maybe it will in a couple years. So what I need is stop blueprint function, right? So it's going to be something like this. So we're going to say async function stop blueprint this, and this. Instance, actually. I need to give it an idea. It's going to be different. Because we're gonna call this stop blueprinting from... Do I export this? Oh shit, this is in my thingy. I see. Stop blueprint instance ID number. Like please, yes, just like that. I know I could do this with an Axios thingy, and I know, but I'm not gonna. It's fine. Somebody will clean it up for me, right? I'm not gonna. That's not something for me, right? Somebody else is gonna clean up my bullshit. I'm just gonna make things work, right? Just a get request because we don't care, right? This data is not returning anything, I think, in stop. Maybe we should. FC, FC, FC. You, Anthony, so much love for you. Really appreciate your work. Thank you, Dark Virus, man. Hey, I do it for you, my friend. Coffee is... Oh, still have one. Hey, it's lucky, man. How many times do you have coffee when you think you don't, but you still have? That's amazing. Thank you so much. It's like it's for you guys that I'm doing this, because otherwise I won't. But like I said, it's an accident, right? It's an accident. Joe is telling me Copilot is interesting to help you with mocking stuff, for example. True. As an assistant, but besides that, it's damn dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's true. But sometimes, like I said, as a programmer, you're not thinking on what you're writing. You're thinking on what you're gonna write next. Right? That's something you're gonna learn. So sometimes you're typing stuff here, but that's not what you're thinking on. You're already thinking on the next line, or on the next line what you need to do. You're not thinking about the line you're typing. Something you need to realize. And if that's not right now, it will come, right? So if I type stuff, I'm not thinking about what do I need to type here. I'm thinking about, okay, what's the next play in the game? What's the next play we're gonna do? So if you then have Copilot dumping stuff on your screen when you're thinking on the next line, but it's willing to basically dump you the whole fucking thing, it's just distracting. Of course, it could be very interesting, like I said, for example, if you have some boilerplate stuff that's gonna boom, bump out, and you press tab, and the whole shebang is there, and you just need to change some variable names. Hey, that's beautiful, right? But how many times do you do that, right? Most of the time you're thinking and reading. Thinking and reading stuff, and you're not writing. And this is also a very specific project. Copilot has no clue what he needs to do here, right? He has no clue. Or maybe in the front end he does, but in the back end he does know. He doesn't know. Copilot, he has no clue what's going on. He's choking, right? But if you're making simple stuff, then it's amazing, right? But if you like actors, he doesn't know what an actor is, right? He doesn't know. He has no fucking clue. Yeah, this is questionable here, right? With this thing, but it's fine. You see, actually we could call it directly, to be honest. Why do we have... Maybe we want to log stuff out, yada yada yada. Right, and you could do something like that, right? You could say, for example, const response is going to be await this thing, then, because you will see why. Error, wait, it's going to be ash, something like this. Boom, boom, boom. If response, you do something. Actually, There is no R. There's going to be actually R response data MSG or something, I think. Sketch. Don't say a word. That's how I do things. And I don't care. With people with blue hair. I don't fucking care. This response is gonna be null if we have an error, right? So now we can easily check this, how it... And if there is a response, which basically doesn't really matter, there is no response at all, to be honest. Maybe it is, I have no clue. This JavaScript, it's bad. Then we're gonna do remove blueprint from chart. The thing is, of course, we need a route key. We don't have a fucking route key, right? Damn it. I have an idea. This is the data, turn data. It's gonna be an instance. Okay. Do we agree? That's the play, guys. That's the fucking play we're gonna do. We're gonna have a new play here. JSON, HTTP, status, muy bien. Status muy bien, instance. That's what we're gonna do. Why? Because now, in our frontend, we're gonna return the instance here, which is gonna be this thing. We're gonna return 0 if there is not. This is gonna be an instance. So we can remove the blueprint from start. It's gonna be the response. We could do something like this. Instant route key, const, route key equals response, which is so bad. People do this. I don't like that. People do this because they want a pattern match and all that stuff, but it's so annoying. So we're gonna just call response instance dot route key. Why not? Yes, Joe, that's fine. Definitely. I also don't use Copilot for the same reason. I rather use my IDE, NeoVim. Nice. Abilities to autocomplete, and the rest, leave it to my brain and hands. That's exactly what it needs to be. Cappuccino or Americano? Yeah! 10 o'clock, man. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. The conversations get boring. Oof. Oof! Distributed systems. Alright, I need to pee and smoke and all that stuff. But first of all, so this is bad because I'm having state all over the place. And I'm being a bad housekeeper. I'm being a bad husband because I'm married with this project, but I'm not treating her like she needs to be treated. You know? I'm just here to sometimes reproduce myself. And that's it. And then I leave. But I need to take care of this beautiful baby. And the thing is that if we... Okay, but this is gonna... Yeah, that's fine. This add to blueprint is gonna take care of its own state. So we have a button, right? So now we have this editor menu and we have something what is called, to be honest, this needs to be an blueprint instance item. All right. Remove from chart does not mean delete the instance, right? Right, let's do that. If there's an error, we can set that whatever we want later on. That's no problem, no big of a deal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make an on-click event. Which is gonna be this thingy stop blueprint instance dot id. It's gonna call this thing. No, it's gonna call this thing. It's gonna call this thing. It's gonna call this thing. Alright. Let's reset everything here because I don't know if we make change to the server. This thing is fine. Alright, so let's see. We're gonna test this. Probably it's not gonna work, but it is what it is, right? So we have this beautiful thing. This is on the chart. So if we click this button, you cannot see this. If we click this button here, right? Then it's gonna remove. Actually, it needs to say stop, not remove. This is remove, it needs to be stop. Let me make it smaller so we can see that, right? Yeah, why not press it, right? Okay. But you see, these values are not reactive, right? So we need to, it's not reactive at all. So you click something and I think it's fine, right? I mean, did it stopped actually, to be honest. Here, yeah, it did. No, it's not. I'm thinking here because if I click this button, it's so hard to debug, eh? Yeah, so this is running, so it's not removed, right? But it did remove from the chart, so basically our logic is complete garbage, right? Boom, you see? Remove from product, we did actually. But that's because it removed it from the chart. I need to pee. I need to fucking pee. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reboot this thing here. right? And you're gonna beautifully watch everything working perfectly fine. Let me zoom that out, just like this. 200, okay, cool. I'll be right back, right? Don't let you go down on me. Of course. Fuck, it's my thingy again. My headset. It smells in here. Ugh. It smells in here. When I tried, I used low CPU. All right. Is it actually music going on? Yeah, but it's when I go to the kitchen and I come back, my Bluetooth is completely borked. I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. Blueprints. Hij must stop blueprint. But wait. It's not FMT, Anthony, it's console.log in this place. It's console.log a response. What is actually, what is it doing here? Right? What is going on here? Let me... Wait, let me refresh the page. Right, let me... Is this thing? Let me click remove here. So it's sending me this, right? It's sending me this instance here, right? So that basically means that it found this instance, right? So it found this instance, it sent it a message, but I think that we don't handle that message yet. BP manager. BP manager. Where are my receives? You see? Blueprint instance message start. Yeah. Blueprint instance stop. Right? start blueprint instance, we could do something like that, actually. Info W, instance. It's gonna be a debug W. Debug W. How do you determine debug or info? I stuck it out of my thumb. Blueprint. Instance. Stopped. ID. Wait, we have a function, right? We have a function. Stop blueprint instance. Yeah. All right. Instance stopped util map ID DI dependency injection ID poison the pit. Actually, you could do a poison future here, poison footer, but it's fine. Let's keep it asynchronous. Okay, guys, do we agree? Do we agree on this play? Man, I burnt my lip from my vapor. And it was too much, and then some liquid came out, and it was fucking 100 degrees Celsius. I think the server is fine. I think we need to change this consumer reboot. Make consumer, yeah, like that. Open up the chart. Okay, there is no connection with the WebSockets. I know. Right? So this blueprint is running, of course, and then we're gonna open up this menu. We're gonna delete this, and then we have a dead letter. That's good news. That basically is doing some stuff. Okay, very important. What is happening here is that it's working like intended, but you see what's happening. We're getting dead letters, right? So we're getting candles and stats, and that's basically because each time we start a blueprint, let's dive in, let's dissect this beast a little bit. So if we have this blueprint actor, right, which is basically as a VM, a virtual machine inside of it, the runtime, right? And what we do is we subscribe to the candles, the stats, and actually also to the order book, right? So our runtime can actually have access to this data, so it can actually operate on your blueprints and can have set these built-in values, so you can do computational shenanigans with it. So it's subscribing to these keys, but we also, if we stop this instance here, if we poison this here, we need to unsubscribe. So we can do it very dirty and copy this, paste that in, call this unsubscribe, and then make this remove subs all of the time. Remove sub, right? Of course, we can make it generic, right? This is very bad. Copy paste this stuff. I know. This is not the best play. I understand, but that's not what programming is all about. It's about getting stuff done, and then we can iterate. First of all, we need to validate our ideas, right? We have ideas. We are creative persons, right? Everybody is sitting in stand-ups and doing architectural meetings, getting depressed for 50K a month. We don't do that. We are basically a couple levels higher, and we create stuff. We are builders. We are hackers, right? We build stuff. And that's the only thing we care about. So we're first going to validate our idea. And we're just going to copy that, change some stuff up, and then in here at stop, we are going to do a BP unsubscribe. All right. So let's do this again. Make consumer, right? Do we have some problems in our server? We don't. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to restart that. And the problem is, Yeah, that's because the blueprint is also at active. You see here, is running through. So we need to change that also. Yeah, because that's getting used to query this in startup time on your chart. Where is my thing? Here. So, here. Let's do this again. We're gonna stop this remove click, right? So now, you see what happens, right? Now we have no problems, right? Now the blueprint is stopped. We removed it from the publisher, so we removed everything. First of all, we subscribe to 1, 2, 3 streams, candles, order book stats. Remove this from our internal router. Then we remove our session, right? Which is the subscription to this blueprint instance. It's very complex, I understand. It's all distributed in our application, which comes with benefits, but it also comes with problems. Yes, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's better in the end. Right. So, what we also need to do is open up our server here, because if it's removed, right? So there is nothing else going on anymore, of course. But the problem is, if we reboot, it's going to fetch it again, right? You see, the blueprint is going to be fetched again. So what we need to do is go to our server, handle stop blueprint. We need to update this thing. It's so annoying. I don't like to update stuff. Package blueprint as an update. Fuck, doing query and I don't like this. It's the most flexible, that's the most flexible option we have, because now it's gonna work for every update we want. Get the authenticated user, because I'm a Golang abuser. Boom, look at that. Boom, save. What's going on here? Yeah, because this is a problematic problem. So we're going to make a query, which is going to be a util map, right? We're going to query, but the ID is going to be the instance.id. We're also going to query the user ID. It's going to be the user.id. Right, so why do we do that? Actually, we don't need user ID, but it's important because we don't want to give people the ability to update just the blueprint without being the user. You know what I mean? That's that. And then we're going to say update the blueprint instance. Of course, we need to change the data, actually the values, the params, or actually the values, right? And the values are going to be, for example, util.map once again. I know, it's a little bit dirty. It is what it is, guys. Like I said, I'm a dirty boy. We're gonna set this to false, right? And then we're gonna say update the query. If you really think you cannot see this with your glasses, Then what you could do is make a helper function here and just say set running to some helper function that does this for you. But like I said, it doesn't matter because by the end of the time, program gets compiled anyway. And yeah, it's easy to read, right? It's all in this function here, right? It's easy, right? And then return. You're going to return an API error here. Actually, I'm going to return an error, which basically means if we return an error and no API error, that basically means it's going to be an internal server error. And we're going to see what we do with that later on, right? If that happens. Do we have this thing? Yes, it's formatted. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So that's that. That's that. Refresh. So it's, again, it's still fetching this because it's still at running through. So it's going to get this at startup time. So if we remove this thing and I'm going to refresh, it didn't update, right? So it's no problem. It's probably going to give us an error here. It didn't. It did. It did. The update is successful. Mission accomplished. But I think there's a problem at the blueprint manager, BP manager, where we don't query the correct get blueprint instance. Of course. No. No. Yo, Mike. Just finishing up your video on VLang and I've been screwing around with it all night. I like it. Yeah, VLang is fine. But the problem is like a programming language is not being determined by... Listen, programming languages, something you need to understand, programming languages are not being used because of the functionality they provide. Programming languages are being used by the people, by the rulers of the programming world. Just like in the world, you have world leaders. In the programming space, you have programming leaders, companies that basically run the game, right? That's why Rust is complete. Actually, I'm not going to talk about this, but like, why is Rust popular? Because the driving force behind that language has influence. Why is Golang popular? Because the driving force behind that language has influence. VLang, Odin, and all these other languages will never, ever pop off. Never. So don't learn them because you're going to waste your time. But it is what it is. That's how the world works, right? It's not what you think, it's not what the people want, it's what the people with influence want. And they're going to influence you so you also want it. And that's the name of the game. That's going to be it. It's going to be always like this. You are basically, we are just pawns, right? Little pawns. We have nothing to say in this world. We don't mean shit in this world, and we will never mean something in this world. And you need to realize that, right? So the only thing you can do is make your own little world and be the boss there, right? Be the king of the hill. But that's why you don't care. Yeah, it is what it is. That's the problem. So it doesn't matter if a language is good or bad. It's not gonna pop off. The same thing, Jonathan Blow with his J language. I think it's a good, cool language. Problem is never gonna pop off. There's no marketing force behind it. There's no force. There are no soy devs behind it. Right? The more people with blue hair behind the language, the better it is. The world is run everywhere by people with the least education and least knowledge. That's the target audience of everything. Because you can say whatever the fuck you want against those guys and they will believe it. And they will buy from you. That's the thing. I hope that sinks in. Let that sink in, right? But it's a good language, VLang, nonetheless. I like it. It has some good concepts from Go. It has some good... it's pattern matching. It's amazing. It's a cool language, but there's no... What are we gonna do with it, man? You know what I mean? What we gonna do? Nobody knows it. Nobody's gonna make a PR it because they don't know. They cannot even write JavaScript. They cannot even write a simple language, right? So what are they gonna do in VLang? You know what I mean? Nothing. Exactly. So it's sad, but it's true. So why is it actually fetching all these blueprints while they're actually at false? It's still fetching this bullshit. Pourquoi? I know why. I know why that is. It's because the frontend makes that call. The frontend makes this call here. Oh, it's the server, my amigos. Yes, it's gone. Delete it. Beautiful. So now we also know have blueprints no here. No here. What a beautiful language. And now we can actually go to blueprints and pick the trade counter, right? And start it again, right? So now it started beautifully. Look at that. Of course, this is not reactive. It doesn't really matter, right? This now it's reactive. You close it because it's going to refetch it. We need to make it reactive, right? So we need to, I don't know what we need to do. And the blueprint is started. So it's gonna basically come up with trades with the trade counter here. Gonna be fine. What up, Future Universe, Sukma, Pandawa, Ice Bear. Whoa, Ice Bear, that's a long time. You see? Long time no see. So the trade counter is here. Beautiful. So now if we delete this thing, I'm gonna remove this. Boom, it's gone, right? Let me see what the server is telling us. Server is good. This is good. If we reboot again, now it's completely away, right? So now it's not booting up because now the blueprint is not running anymore. It's done, right? What we also want to do actually here is bring us some... it's very important if you have maps sitting in memory and you're going to delete and add stuff to your map, it's very important to log out each time you delete or add to log out the current count of things that are in your map. Why? Because it's going to detect memory leaks, right? Because you cannot really detect if something is sitting in your map forever, right? Of course, after a couple days or weeks, you're going to see, what the fuck, my program is over 10 gigabytes. It's crazy. My server crashed. Okay, then you're going to notice. But you can spot that already in development. If you log out, like, okay, we add a new blueprint to our map instance, to our map in memory, and it's going to say, now we have one blueprint. And if you delete it, and it's still going to say it's have one blueprint, you have a problem, right? It's gonna sit in memory. So we're gonna go to the BP manager here, and instance stopped, right? So it's here, right? Instance stopped. We're gonna do this, this, len, actually instances. And paste it in here, right? So that's fine. So let's make consumer right now, like this. So we're gonna reboot this thing, right? So nothing happens here, it's fine. Yeah, we have a small little dead letter throttle, it's no problem. If that's the way it is, right? Sometimes a little dead letter. Sometimes you send a message to a girl and she's ignoring you. That's the same thing here, right? You know what I mean? It happens, right? It happens the best of us. So we're gonna basically start this blueprint once again. Candle, trade counter, boom, start this thing. So now we're gonna see here. You're gonna see nothing. Wait. Did I reboot this? Yeah. Oh, it says stop. It says stop. Did... Yeah, yeah. Wait, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna see what's happening. So basically, if we stop this, let me stop it, right? No. Oh, yeah. Hey. Running instances. Instance is not running. Oh non! C'est quoi ça ici? Un grand problème? Yeah, it was... Dat was de pezne! That's how we would say it in my language. That was my mother always told me. Het was de pezne! When I came home from school. Mom. The teacher again gave me bad points. Het was de pezne! Snotjonk! The story of my life. I was so afraid. But see what happens. It's all good, right? I made it. Well, I not made it, but I mean, I made it better than everybody was expecting. Let us say it like that. All these real-time stuff is on WebSockets, right? Yeah. It is. 2 hours, yeah. So this thing is pretty, like, I'm gonna be honest, this starting blueprint stuff is pretty... A couple of things I'm not happy with is that we are querying these instances, that we are stopping and starting it with IDs. Because in the front end, everything actually works based on... everything works with route keys for these blueprints, right? So I'm gonna answer some questions here, and then I'm gonna quickly eat some stuff, and then I'm gonna relax myself and try to fix and make this cleaner, because I need to basically keep my mind to the game, right? So we're gonna wait here until we have a beautiful trade counter coming up, all right? All right. Are there any questions here from these beautiful people? Let me see on Twitch. Nope. That's fine. It's good news. Oh man. Yeah, you see it's fine, right? Trade counter 184 trades, which is fine. Normally we sit around 200-300 trades, right? This market. Tomorrow it will be more, right? Monday, people are back from their weekend, right? Where is the setup video of TickTrader? I don't think there is one. Like I said, guys, people ask me why is it's not open source. Of course, not open source. What do you think? This is. Like I said, this $1 million IDs. I'm not gonna basically just open up all the code so you guys can come in and just copy paste, right? What are you gonna learn about that? Nothing. You need to stop leeching, right? Stop doing that, right? Open source is broke life. Understand that, right? Like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, there are only two types of developers. There are three types of developers: the juniors, the seniors, and the one that makes money, right? So you need to stop leeching code from people and start exploring and creating stuff yourself. But I don't know how to do things. I don't know how to do things either. I just do things, right? I do things like I think they're gonna work. Is it the best practice? I don't think so. I don't care, right? They work for me. And that's the same thing you need to do, right? Learn. That's how you're going to learn. If you're going to keep doing and keep copying from GitHub and keep doing all that stuff, keep ChatGPT, keep watching blue hair soy devs on YouTube, you're going to end up with completely nothing in your life. Trust me. It's gonna sound harsh, but if nobody is breaking your bubble, nobody will, right? Very important. Hey, just one other problem is just faced. Nothing really bad. Not just some minor stuff I need to check. All right. Because you need to understand that it's very frustrating for people that work very, very hard on code, even for the open source community, and people just come in and they just complain, nitpick, and don't give you any money, right? So they are leechers. That's not what we want, leechers, right? We want people that actually suffer themselves and contribute to the greater cause, right? Instead of leeching stuff and asking for free. Can you please give me your course for free? Can you please give me this for free? Can you please give me your code? Can you please, for once in your life, figure things out yourself so you can actually make more than 30K a year, right? That's important. Very harsh words, I know, but somebody needs to do it, because otherwise you're gonna stay the same like everybody else, right? Somebody needs to do it. Breaking bubbles, so you can be better, right? It's for you. So you can be a better person. No doubt you have already been asked this 500 times. Actually, Billy, it's okay. But what stack did you use for it? Golang Backend, any JS framework on the UI? Yes, it's SvelteKit. I'm using SvelteKit in the front end, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. I'm very happy with Svelte. React Next is also good, but I think Svelte fits more, suits me better, because in Svelte you can do. In Svelte you have these beautiful stores, writable stores that I'm actually abusing like crazy. Yeah, for my WebSocket stream, I'm using them for everything, actually, to be honest. It's amazing. In React, in Next, you need to do, and React, it's a little bit more. I don't know. It's a new. No, this is Svelte is more programming, right? And people say, yeah, but there is not the ecosystem. You're again depending on the ecosystem. Why? Are you a programmer or are you a fucking loser? What are you? If something doesn't have my UI, I'm a backend engineer and I made this UI completely myself, right? This UI as a backend engineer without just making the components myself, right? Without chat CDN or whatever it is, chat CN or whatever that thing called. No, right? Just CSS Tailwind with Daisy UI, which doesn't provide anything for Svelte. And then I code this myself, all that stuff, right? All these things, you know what I mean? So there is no excuse for you. No excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop relying on code from another. Just build it yourself. And that's the only way you're going to improve. The only way, because otherwise you're gonna have the false assumption you made something, but you didn't. You just copy pasted. You're a configurator. You're configuring, right? You're just configuring stuff. You're a settings guy. You're not a programmer. Settings, everybody can do settings. I can teach my dad to basically code something with settings, easy, right? It's just mapping fields and you fill it in, just like your tags thingy, right? And that's the difference, right? Like I said before. Or you're gonna step up your game and don't complain anymore and just do stuff. Or you're gonna stay like everybody else, right? That's the difference. Why your course is so expensive? Because I'm expensive. So what is the difference between YouTube livestream and Patreon subscription? YouTube livestream is a little bit less structured, less focused, right? It's a little bit more distracting than Patreon videos. But you can see, right? Each video has 30 seconds, so you can pre-watch them. How are you maintaining Binance WebSockets? I have seen in the past that Binance WebSockets connection stopped sending tick data and we have to restart the script. Depends on what WebSocket library you use. I'm aware of that bug. It's not a bug. It's just Binance. It's not every Binance stream. I don't think futures. One of these, is it the spot or the margin? I don't know. One of these sockets indeed. Sometimes they bork. What you need to do is basically catch that error and just reconnect. That's the only thing. There is no counterplay for that. Or you need to basically go into the WebSocket libraries and fix it. It's something. I don't know. Love your streams and videos. Thank you so much. What is your suggestion for a junior developer to move into distributed systems? Will taking a master's degree in distributed systems worth it? Oh man, I don't know. It's hard to say because I could say that school is bad, but that's also not true, right? Is it good? Also not. So it's a bit. It depends where you go to school, who's your teacher, what are you learning there. Because most of the time it's a very basic and very theoretical, and in the real world it's different. But it's most of the time going to teach you very good core concepts, very good basis, and so you have a good understanding later on how these things work. Yeah, I don't think that a master's is going to be a waste in your life, because although I don't think it matters, but for a lot of company it does, having such a degree. So I would do it definitely. If you have the option to do that, I would do it. But that's basically against my principles. But it's just good to have in this world, and not for what you learned there. It's just for having the degree. That's it is, right? Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks everyone for being here. I wish you a very good Sunday. Right? Keep going, and like I said, the things that I say here is not to hurt anybody's feelings. It's to make you better. It's very important, guys. It's very important. Don't feel attacked or something. It's very important to stop thinking about how things should work and just do things like you think they should work and learn from that. You will learn. Me, you, somebody else is no different. We are all human beings and we have all the same capabilities. That's the thing. I am not the smartest kid on the block. Trust me, right? We are born, of course, we are born in different countries, so we have different opportunities. I understand that. But we all have one thing in common, and that's the ability to absorb, is the ability to think for ourselves, right? And that's what you need to do. You need to think for yourself and try stuff and learn from it. Because if you do that for a very long time and then somebody comes up with an idiom, then you can decide if what this guy is telling you could make sense or not. Because right now, people are telling you all that stuff, but you don't know, you have no experience, thus you're going to take things for granted. And people are saying a lot of controversial things that conflict with each other, so it's confusing for you, so you don't know what the fuck is going on. So just leave that clutter away, learn it yourself, and then once you have the good context and good understanding of how programs could work or should work, then you can start taking advice from people and filter out the things you want to use and just discard the things you don't want to use, right? That's very important. That's why I'm telling this. And sometimes I need to hurt somebody's feelings so it can actually sink in. That's important. Otherwise, we're going to stay the same, guys. Otherwise, we're not going to grow, right? You know what I mean? Anyway.